Hey there, beautiful people. My name is Tim Lee. Welcome to my drawing channel, Draw Too Much. It's time to do another sketch lesson here on the Draw Too Much sketch lessons. Today, I want to jump off of caricatures, but I'm still on caricatures because one of the key things that you're going to bump into as you're drawing caricatures is the idea of drawing someone's name. Now, if you went to school and you spent a lot of time drawing your name in block letters, you're actually much further practiced than other people are. But now, if you're like me and you focused on drawing faces and caricatures and cartoons, well, now you're down to the wire and it's time to learn to draw names. And that was one of the first things that I didn't think about when I stepped onto the floor at Disney and started drawing caricatures at Disney. When you only have 10 to 15 minutes to draw someone and they say, can you add my name in? They're not meaning, oh, you drew me terribly, can you include my name? That's just something people like to have on their caricature. So when it comes down to it, I didn't practice how to draw names. And when my first day came and they go, can you draw my name? Sure! And I was absolutely clueless. So let me inspire you and teach you a couple of my techniques. I've been trying to do this in 5 minutes and I'm not quite fitting it in there, but we're going to give it our very best shot. Now, I gotta say that drawing names in digital format is not as easy as drawing them on paper with a marker. Now, in saying that, I do think that this does help to do it in digital, so I can show you a couple different things, but just don't judge me for what you're about to see. Can I say it that way? Okay. Let's go ahead and switch over. Well, I'm already in the Wacom system. I was supposed to, my whole intro was supposed to happen over here like this, and I was supposed to hit this button and go this way. To watch this video go viral, and then it's just absolutely terrible. So yeah, if you did enjoy this button, hit the like button for me. All right, now since we're in my software here, I've had a lot of people asking what software do I use. So I use Clip Studio Paint Pro. It's an excellent software, very affordable, especially if you can't afford Photoshop, which is ridiculous these days on how much it costs. So let's go ahead and kick it off on where you need to put the name, why you need to draw that name first, and then finally, probably in future videos as we keep moving forward, let's talk a little bit more about how, what colors, why, and talk a little bit more about some of the design elements that go into drawing a name. For this lesson, I want to start with design, the why of drawing someone's name and where to draw someone's name. And then in the next couple videos, we're going to talk more about how to draw them, techniques to make them look better, and then coloring, which is going to be a ton of fun. It's one of my favorite parts of doing a name, and you're going to see it gets really fun from here on out. The timer is starting right now. We have 5 minutes to complete this. Let's go ahead and start with getting out a red pen here and showing you a little bit more about where you put a name and why, okay? So, like I said, I've done this video so many times, I don't know if I actually said it, but people are not judging you because they want their name on your caricature. They're not saying, that doesn't look like me. Can you put your name, my name on there so people know it's me? That's not what they're trying to do. Most times, people just want their name on there because it's a staple of a caricature, of a theme park style caricature. So don't feel bad about that. And secondly, where do you put the name and when do you put the name on there? When you want to put the name on the caricature is before you even start. The name needs to go down first. And if I may suggest something, do not sketch that name out. You need to learn how to draw this as quickly as humanly possible. Grab your marker and go. Do not take your time. Just grab your marker and go. And practice this. Grab a piece of paper and practice drawing names. Let's go ahead and talk about where you want to put this name before you start drawing any other part of the caricature. If you are a person who lives in the United States, you're an American, you're used to reading books a certain way. How do you read books a certain way? You start from the left, you go to the right, correct? And then what do? You Z down to the next line, you start reading the next line, you go to the right, down, right, down, right, all the way across. So one of the best places to put the name, since most people are used to starting at the left and going to the right, is to put the name in the top left corner, somewhere up here, okay? Now, this is very helpful because what you're going to try and do throughout this caricature, it needs to happen subconsciously. If you're trying to think this stuff out, it's not going to happen so well. You want to try and lead them as if they're reading a book through their caricature. Also, there's something very important called the rule of thirds. It's used in photography and videography every single day. If you take a page and you break it into thirds like this, you're going to come up with something sort of like this, okay? And each one of these points, here, 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 and here, these are the areas that you want to put in the most important details. someone's face will probably go right here. If they're kicking something or doing something, or there's an important prop, maybe their pet dog, you want to put their pet dog on this other rule of thirds. If they have something special going on with their body, you want that design on their t-shirt, where their hands end up, whatever, on that plane there like that. If there's something going on, like maybe there's a character bird design or soccer ball or whatever technique that you're doing, you want to put that on that design there. This is turning into a whole different video. But what I'm saying is, you need to save all the rest of that space in the rule of thirds for all of this other important detail stuff. And the name needs to stay out of the way. So putting it up in that top left corner is the best way to do it. Secondly, what I want to cover is how to know when you are going to do okay with it. Because the situation is, you might start spelling a name and then find you've run out of room up there at the top corner. And that happens all the time. And what you got to do is you got to train your brain to look at the name and think of it in your style. Learn block letters, bubble letters, any kind of letters that you like, even cursive. Think of things that are really going to pop and make this piece work. If it's someone who's posh, draw it with cursive. If it's some kid, draw it in bubble letters. If it's someone who's trying to be edgy and motorcycle-y or something super muscle man, draw it in block letters, and show those details in the name themselves. We got 1 minute and 16 seconds left. So what you want to do is, in your mind's eye, this is not something that you sketch out. Your goal is in the final piece just to do the name and move on. The name, no more than 30 seconds do you spend on the name in inking the name. That means you don't have time to sketch. Just get and go, get and go. So here's what you want to do. My wife's name is Mandy. I use her name all the time and stuff. So here's what I do. I imagine a box. And then what I do is I think of splitting up that box in the amount of letters that I need. So M-A-N-D-I. And then I think about placing that kind of like a ruler in my mind's eye and where it's going to go. And that tells me how big each one of my letters needs to be to fit within that area. Now, I'm going to show you a bunch of techniques. We're down to 20 seconds on this video already on where we're going to put this and how we're going to create the block letters and some of the techniques that I use to do this. And they're very simple. But at the same point in time, knowing where to put the name and doing that first is going to be one of the key things that you can do to make a really great caricature. We're going to talk about that more in future videos. Up next, we got another drawing that we're doing from our book. And if you haven't checked out some of our drawings in the previous pages, just take a look at the previous videos that we've done on that. And I don't know where I have put that book. Here it is. 300 drawing prompts we've been going through here to help us build up our designer's mind, and that comes in really handy when it comes to drawing these caricatures. So sit tight. The next video that we're going to be seeing is another drawing prompts book as we go through here, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about caricatures and drawing names in caricatures in our next video. Please hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and thank you so much for being a part of our little community here. Don't forget, join us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Draw Too Much Artists Anonymous. Please join us on there. That would be wonderful. Share your artwork with us. Make sure it is clean or else we do remove it. And then finally, if you really enjoy what you're seeing and you want to show me some support, then come and check out my Patreon account, patreon.com/Tim /Draw Too Much Caricatures. Link is in the description below. Support me on there, and I do live videos on there for my patrons, and when I can. And then secondly, there's discounts for caricatures and things like that, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we try to do, including releasing up to 8 videos early in the month, just to my patrons. You're not going to get this video until it's scheduled next, but my patrons are going to get this video now, as soon as I upload it. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you to all my new subscribers who've come to the channel. I'm excited to share more with you. More questions and comments down below in the description will get you more answers that you're looking for. God bless you guys. We will see you next time. Bye.